Welcome back, everybody. Artificial intelligence being used to treat cancer patients around the world now.
And the work is being done right here in Augusta. News Channel 6's Ashley Osborne has a look at how this technology is saving lives in a special report.
Mary Catherine Heydrich grew up in Columbia County.
I graduated from Evans in 2013. Go Knights.
She graduated college with a degree in early childhood education, then came back home to teach third grade.
I loved my job and was really sad when I had to give it up.
Life as she knew it came to a grinding halt after a doctor's visit.
And I'll never forget when he walked into the room, his face was white, and he said, "Something's wrong with your white count. You need to go to the hospital."
At just 23 years old, she was diagnosed with leukemia.
Of course, I was fearful of my own mortality, and as time went on, I was why me, mad, watching my friends continue to work, continue to go to school, get engaged, get married, those kinds of things that I always thought would happen for me. I mean, it's still, I think, unfair what happened to me, but I'm alive, so how can I be mad?
And we talked about testing her relapse sample post-transplant.
Mary Catherine is a patient at the Medical College of Georgia, where pathologist Dr. Ravindra Kolhi personalizes cancer treatment using artificial intelligence.
We know that in a lot of these patients, especially the aggressive cancer type, what we're traditionally doing is not working. And this is the place where something like a comprehensive genomic test can make a substantial difference in outcome of these patients.
He uses IBM's Watson for Genomics to analyze genes associated with cancer in a way human scientists never could.
5 to 7 people in the lab would take probably more than a week. And with Watson for Genomics, it helps us to do maybe in 20 minutes.
This novel technology allows doctors to uncover what's causing the cancer, what's allowing it to resist the normal treatment, and find out what they can change to fight it.
We had a case from India. There was a very young 36-year-old who had a metastatic breast cancer. We identified what's making the cancer resistant to the existing therapy. And then we changed the plan based on what the test showed the difference. There are multiple examples which are making a difference in these aggressive types of cancers.
For Mary Catherine, artificial intelligence gave her options for a future.
You can't really always know what the inside of your body needs. So it's cool that a machine can do that for you. I've even talked with my grandma about how people her age, when they were diagnosed with leukemia, they only had a few things they could do, and that was kind of the end. But now they found the FLT3 on my mutation on my genes, and they found the IDH mutation on my gene, and the IDH medication that I'm on was approved by the FDA in July of 2018. I mean, without it, I would not be in remission. Without AI, I wouldn't be alive.
Reporting from Augusta, Ashley Osborne, WJBF News Channel 6.
Mary Catherine is back in the classroom as a substitute teacher. She's also started grad school as she pursues her dream to be a teacher, just like her mom.